Alright, what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to talk to you about Renewal and all the rotations that I personally do between all the different objectives for breakthrough on attacking side, 64 player. So technically, just starting off, you spawn further back. You spawn about that far back, but this is what I can do with the portal servers. This is Conquest. I can't actually go that far back. But anyways, a couple different routes you can take initially getting to this point if you're not playing in a vehicle. My personal favorite is just kind of beelining it. I take this, hug this rock, hug these rocks, and I'm running for this rock right here. This is really the kind of only cover that you have. Take this rock, see if anybody's running left. If this is open for you, take over the fence, jump over. Now I got this wall. You want to run into these crates and hug these walls as you can. Okay, so now from here, if the left is still open for you, I don't recommend coming this way because, again, everybody's trying to fight on this flank. Another route of approach that I take if I don't take the direct route is I will take the flank route and I will take the right side of the map and I will hug the out of bounds line and try to get behind them. All to the point where you all the way back in that direction. You see this crate back here? That's ultimately my goal, is to get behind this crate on this side and work behind A2 and kind of flank them out from their spawn. But my initial push is I will take this, I peek this. If that's clear and this is clear, you take these fights. If this lane is clear, as you're running this way, look right, see if anyone's on this wall. No one is on this wall, you keep going. Hey, the whole trick here is to get in between the generators, so now you got cover from their spawn and you can kind of peek here in between the lanes on the objective itself. And then just realize if you start peeking the center lanes, people are gonna see you as they run from their spawn. Alright, so I don't initially directly run onto the objective. I'm clearing it out from the side. Okay, gut them out from the side and then push in if you really want to get the objective points or, you know, PTFO, and then so on and so forth. Once this is taken and you move on to A2, the only real viable option you have is this wall. Because if you go this way, you've got people in their spawn pushing you from here. And you got to fight people here this way. And the fence line is always kind of annoying to shoot through. You can shoot through it, but it's always a challenge to kind of shoot people through the fences. So I will go this way. And I'm going to clear this wall, make sure no one's playing prone here. I am going to fight for this piece of cover, which is almost irrelevant because you got people that run here and sit behind this crate, or they're running on this wall, on this ridge here, and they're looking down this way, or they're looking this way towards A1. So you can't really sit here for long. So you get this cover, you know, get a breather real quick, and then you move on forward this way. I'm going to run here and hug this wall and crouch my dear life. If there are people back here, you can shoot their toes out from here. If people are peeking here, you can shoot through here. Once you take that over, there will be people sitting up here, sometimes on top of these guys, and you run through. Same thing. I almost pre-fire this. Here, I'll show you what I do, okay? I will almost slide cancel pre-fire here, because people will be standing behind these stairs. Alright? If they're not there, kind of clear it out. Look here, look here. If this is clear and your team is taking this, the next spot I go to is right here. Take this corner. Now I've got cover from their spawn. If I don't want to push their spawn, I can sit here and watch the rotation this way, because they'll be running across from here, and they'll be trying to take that wall and come up to these stairs. Alright, if you want to take the spawn, you run this way, and again, you're fighting the entire spawn. Alright, the spawn, all the spawn for A2 is back here. They all spawn anywhere along this back wall. Alright, and then their initial spawn is out there, so they'll be running across from this side. You guys take this point, this and that, you move on to the next one. This is pretty much it, all I do for this, guys. Pretty straightforward. A little harder to execute when the server's active, right? For Bravo sector here, I always do this strat. If I can't do this because there's just too many people that are lined up right here, or there's too many snipers on their team just kind of like beaming this place, I will run along this wall, and you notice that there's a door there. I'll explain why this is important in a minute, but if you can get up here, take a parachute yourself over the wall, all right? Some people might be thinking, well, why are you doing that? It's out of bounds. Let me explain, all right? So, technically, if I'm standing on this grass, I'm out of bounds. But if I hug this wall, I am in bounds. This only works for 64 player. You cannot do this in 128. And the reason this door is important is the same thing. If you can't jump off of this to get over here, if you can make it to this door, you can run inside. Your other option is to keep hugging this wall and try to take the zip line up top, okay? But we hug this wall. The only issue you're going to run into is some people who play the game on defense who are very aware and skilled will know this route, and they will sit either up here watching it, or they will be sitting on these concrete blocks waiting for you, and they'll sit right here, okay? You've only got 10 seconds, so you can't run to the other door. There's not enough time. Bust through this door. If this door is open, I will peek it. Realize that these garages will actually be closed, so you don't get this angle. If this door is open, I'll take a peek here, and this is what you can see when this door is open from back here. All right. Anybody who's hugging this wall, you got an angle on. Anybody on this ramp right here who might be sniping or using a DMR, what have you, will be there. And then you want to come up here. Clear anybody out of this floor. People will sit in this corner, and they'll be laying prone to the stairs. The back stairs here is very popular for head glitching snipers to challenge people on this tower. All right. I will stay up here for a little bit. Again, you got entire sight of the objective itself. People in this corner, running down the lane, the middle point. The only thing that you really can't see are people in this corner and in between here. You can clear out the guys who are playing aggressive on these concrete blocks, or the dumpsters, the generators, and all this stuff. Even if you've got like an AR and you're good in long range shots, if there are people on this ridge line, you got nobody challenging you to the side here, you can clear those guys out that sit close on the ridge for your team to push up and get space. Now I'm gonna run across. I can sit up here for as long as I want until I start getting noticed. Again, I run to these stairs. Now I got more cover from people that are more pushed up forward. If I'm back here, now I can't get shot from people who are spawning. This is where they spawn, out here for Bravo 1. They will spawn out in these fields. They will stand up here. They will be sniping on these rocks, on this rock. And then there are people who sit in the corner on the other side of this wall back here. Okay, well, let's say I'm tired of being up here and I want to go on the roof. And we'll bust through this door. Sometimes people will be spawning back here. Just take the fight. Just realize you only got 10 seconds to get up the zip line, and you are still out of bounds here. You got to run just a little bit further here to be out of bounds back into the game, so you don't die from, you know, the red line. Okay. Cool. So now you've got the advantage. You've got all the heights. You got the spawn. That everyone is here. Just realize when you're up here, now you're more exposed to people sitting further back. That's why it's sometimes ideal for players to actually just sit down here and kind of kill people on the objective itself. If I'm actually specifically taking the objective, I'll show you the route that I take if I'm going for the point directly, all right? So let's say that we won the fight. There wasn't a whole lot of people that were sitting up here. We got to this point. We get over this fence. I'm sitting on this big generator. By the way, it does damage to you if they, damage it. It's crazy. Cover deals damage to you. Great feature, by the way. So I take this middle hall here, and I'm going to fight whoever peeks here, and people will sit behind this dumpster. So keep in mind, if you're going to take this fight, you got to clear this first. And this all comes down to timing. It's really just who's running across the objective is going to see you or not, right? So take this fight, got to win it quick, and when you take this fight, clear this corner, and you're going to clear this corner. You want to take this corner as fast as you can, but again, this is only helpful if there's nobody sitting in here. If people are sitting up here, or they're sitting in the garage in this door, you got to take this fight in the door, or this fight. People will be sitting there. If they're sitting there, you can even kind of just sit here, take this fight, and now you got cover from that door, all right? And then I run around. Again, taking fights as I push through, clearing this stuff out. I immediately look left, okay? If I don't see anybody directly in front of me from this point, I'm going to immediately look left, and people will always be on these trailers. And then once that's clear, I hug this wall. Now I've got cover from everybody that is in the garage itself, and now I can challenge their spawn. They will be running down this lane from their spawn. If you want to be even more aggressive with this, you can take these concrete blocks, and now you got a head glitch for their spawn. Just realize that people will be running this way, so you've got the opportunity for people to flank you from the right if you're not paying attention. Most people don't run all the way far left. Very few people that run left to get to that crate. The reason I use this is because it's concrete, you can't destroy it, and if you're trying to use, these boxes, per se, I can get rid of them. Okay? You just shoot out all your cover. It will protect you for a little while because dice logic is you don't have bullets penetrating boxes. Neat. Cool, so let's say we take this objective. Now we've got... I can't see the map because it's hardcore. Never mind. So, I personally take the doors to the next sector for Charlie 1 and 2. Alright? I actually don't take this door because people will be camping these doors. I've had it happen numerous times where I've been double peeked by people watching the door. I take the next set of doors. So you take this door, open. Now I'm not really too worried about, if there were somebody on this door, you can take them out from here. They're not gonna really expect you. Just be confident in your shots, because again, you don't have any cover between you guys, yourself, and the players on this door. And if they really wanted to frantically panic, they could open this door and get in that hallway, and now they got a line of sight break from you. If you're pushing up this way, your first initial threat to you are the people here. They will be sniping from here, or just standing here. Your whole goal is to take this space. You gotta win this fight. You push up. Now, if you're having a very intense fight, this and that, and you need some cover, you gotta fall back, you can run into these generators. So make sure that you are quick enough, you know how to strafe, things like that. To make yourself a harder target to hit when you're running across this open field. There's not a whole lot of time for them to shoot you from here. Okay, if the guy's standing here, they've only got this small space to hit you from. So take that for what it's worth. But let's say you get the space. Cool. Now I want to run and hug this wall. Okay, I'm trying to get to this wall. Alright, sweet. So let's say we make it to the wall. Anybody who's going to contest you will be over here, opening this door, or they'll be on the right side on this hill, or on the roof. Okay? I take the roof. I want the roof. Height advantage is always nice to have. I want it, so I take it. I go left, here. Okay? People will... This is part of their spawn. So their spawn... It gets a little tricky for this point, but initially it's back here, and, you know, back over there. That direction, alright? The problem with this point itself, let's say you just want to stay up here. Let's say that you got your team here, they cleared out the building below you. Usually people who are contesting this point are inside of this building, or they're hugging the wall down here, okay? Anybody who is defending the point, not necessarily on it, will be on this building in here, on the roof, or in between these boxes, or these crates. Alright? So, let's say that you guys are taking the point, but you haven't neutralized it yet, so they can spawn. This is where they're going to spawn, and this is why this is such a pain to deal with. They will spawn behind you here. They get a free flank on you without having to do anything. So, keep that in mind. I try to hug this wall, but just realize that now you're exposed to all of this, all of that, and people sniping and they're uncapped. So, you really kind of just gotta dance around with this, and really, if you get the flag neutralized, once it's neutralized at this point, I kind of just go inside of the building anyways, and then I sit where that door is. So I'll show you guys what I'm looking at here. So in the door, once I have this building, I can keep this door open, or I can stand in front of it to open it, and people who are spawning back here are gonna try to run for this building. I can just shoot them on the line of sight here as they're coming to the objective, right? Deny their push. And that is pretty much all I do for this objective. That's the ideal route. The other route, as I run to the other sector, I'll show you. You've got some little walls up here along this walkway that aren't here in Conquest right now that you can fight through and push up the center here and then go in this building and then work your way into this building. That is another route that I take. But again, that really just depends on how many players are being aggressive. Okay. Here's the big problem with this part of the map that I really have issues with is there is no cover from here to there. Zero. I'm dealing with people sniping at me in their spawn. I'm dealing with people running from Charlie 1. This is technically Charlie 2. running from there to here. So now I'm fighting people out in this open field. The only sort of cover I have is this truck, which, by the way, if you're not hugging the tire, I'm standing here, they shoot your toes out, all right? Just, I'll show you. They can shoot your toes out from here, okay? Again, running across in front of their uncap, trying to get to cover. You know, I'm dancing around for my life. There's another little bit of wall here with cover and some sandbags and stuff you can hide behind here. And then you try to get to this truck. All right, I want to get to this truck, and the reason I want to get to this truck is because I can stand on this thing, and now I've got something, right? Anything is better than nothing, all right? So, but ultimately, I'm trying to get into, you know, the little crevices in here. Now I've got some cover if I need to lay prone, maybe get my health back, reload, whatever you got to do. And you push up to this objective. Okay, the objective is inside of this building. I'm sure everybody who's actually watching this video and plays Breakthrough knows that. Maybe new people that are coming to the video don't know that. So, or they play Conquest. I'm taking this trailer, okay? I want this trailer. The reason I want this trailer is I can peek here through the windows. These little window peeks are nice to have. Only very highly aware players will look through these windows and see where they're getting shot at, okay? But, you know, once you kind of fight the angles through those windows, you can push through. I do not go through the front door, okay? As you've noticed, my kind of theme is flank as much as possible. This is where they spawn. So again, this is a very risky flank. But if you can get this flank off, all right? And you even got these if they don't get blown up. These can get blown up, so just an example. Boom, that's gone. You don't have that cover. So now I'm running here. You can stand on these, and then you can kind of peek. People will be hugging this wall or on the roof. If they're on the roof, there's not a whole lot you can do here. You actually can't even get up here without putting a crate on here or being the K, all right? At least from that angle. So, I'm flanking this room. If this door is open, I can kind of peek here. But I typically run this way and I peek here. And why I do that is because I have these, I got these blue crates here. If they're not blown up, I got a little bit of a head peek cover and I can crouch between them, right? If I'm crouch peeking my shots and what have you, the guys back up against the wall. Everybody who's defending this little building are always going to be either on top of this, or they're going to be laying prone here, or they're going to be laying prone up against this wall or crouching or, you know, whatever they're going to be on top of this thing too. I mean, basically they're just in the back corner of this building, all right? And this is what you need to take to get the objective. And then once you have this building and you're capping it, they will spawn out in this field. As I'm skating. Nice. All right, so they will spawn here and they will run out in this open field to do the same thing to you, but they're going to do it further back. So they'll be out here. You've got a better line of sight to them, and you should have more cover. You know, worst comes to worst, you lay prone and they can't shoot you anymore. I just realized people do run the recoilless, all right? And we'll shoot the back wall. All right, we got that point where we're going to do the last objective. I try to knock this out real quick for y'all. All right, the only route of approach, if I don't have a condor that is up flying people onto the roof for Delta 1, you get to here. I always, if I'm coming from Charlie 1, always go this route, okay? If I'm coming from Charlie 2, I will run in between these guys. There will be players here. You take the fights. I either run to the left sewer or the middle one. It just depends on how many people are up here shooting me from the windows. If I'm coming from Charlie 1, I always take the right one. And some people still haven't figured out that, oh, well, I need explosives to blow this up. No. Just put about half your mag into it, and it goes away. And the right sewer is even better because you've got the initial long peak throughout the entire system. So when I run through here, I'm going to slide, check left and right at the same time, okay? Now, with my sensitivity, this is kind of what it looks like. I actually pre-fire this corner. There's most of the time somebody in this corner. I generally pre-fire that.
We have the advantage.
Okay, peeking this first spot that I'm always aware of is this back here, and I'll show you the spot, okay? And then as I'm running through, look left, look right, okay? But here, this is a very cheeky spot. Look at this. I'm head glitching, and some people will just bipod it with their LMGs. Or you can stand here, and now I'm head glitching with a bipod. But look at all this field of view that I have with only my head sticking out, okay? So, very aware of this spot. I always check it first. All right, cool. Now we're going to Delta 1. Come up the zip line. Check this corner. Check this corner. Look left. People will be in the lobby. If there's nobody in the lobby, if you're running C5, like I do, I don't even use my main weapon anymore. I just chuck C5. I'm chucking C5 up the stairs. If I get a kill, I don't. I look right. I go up. One more level. And then I'm going to look left and then down. See if anyone's in the middle of the point. Look left here. I'm going to jump, look down here. And then I'm going to take this wall. I'm going to look for any beacons. Popular beacon spots are right here, right here, right here, right here. Up over here. Pretty much anywhere on this side of the wall, even in this corner. Beacons. Okay? I'm taking this fight. If anyone's here, I'm taking all these people off the windows. If there's anyone in the hallway, if they're close to me, I will take them out. If they're on the other side, let's say the other objective, I don't even bother shooting them. I'm going to take this peek advantage and shoulder peek into the point here. Okay, and I run in, take this corner, and check to see if anyone's up here or on this wall back here. If there's nobody there, then my next spot is up here. If there is nobody there but somebody's still on the objective, and you don't see anybody from when you're on this wall, that means they're above you. That means they're going to be up on this wall. So, you can kind of slow ADS walk, see which corner they're in, and then take that fight. Just realize you're going to be at a disadvantage. But if there is somebody up there, I honestly, depending on how I'm feeling, I'm either just going to gamble, take one of the ladders up, or I'm going to reset, go up this guy, and then take the catwalk up to this guy, and then challenge people on the wall back there from up there. Cool, let's say that we're done with this. We got this point, now we just gotta get D2. Really, the only thing that I do for D2 is I'm just gonna go across the big corridor. I take this one. This is the one that I take because the only thing that I really have to worry about fighting are people on the the escalators here in the corner or over here in this corner. Also, this room is where most people are gonna be sitting to defend the point. The guys who are just playing the objective on defense. This is a very beacon-heavy spot. Beacons will always be in the corners. If they're up here, you know, people will be sitting in this room constantly, okay? And that's really it. The other route of approach you can take for this point is you can use this one. There's no real benefit or difference to taking either one. Just the only thing to be wary is if you run across this guy. If there are people coming from their spawn, they're going to come up in this courtyard and they will see you. Last thing I'll touch on for you guys are the spawns for the Delta sector, alright? So, their spawn, if you haven't taken the objective yet, will be out in this field. This is where they spawn for D1. Anywhere from here all the way to back here in this field is where they spawn. If you neutralize the point, they spawn in the parking lot. For D2, if they spawn with the objective in hand, they spawn back here. So around this car, they'll spawn back out in the field there or back here, okay? Again, if you have the points neutralized, they will spawn in the parking lot in the back. That is their uncapped, that is their base. So, hopefully all this information you can implement it into your own gameplay. If it was informative and helped you out, I'd appreciate a like on the video. If not, no big deal. If you got any questions about anything else for Renewal specifically, whether it be the points, the rotations, the spawns, or, you know, why I do something for instead of doing, you know, X reason compared to Z reason, whatever it is, I'm more than welcome to questions. You can either ask the questions in the comments below, or you can direct message me as always, either on Twitter or Discord, or ask me if I'm streaming in the channel. Appreciate you guys. See ya.